So guys, in this video, as you know, I will do this guy from a sphere, and I will tell you as much as I can about the forms, about the ears, about the nose, about the mistakes that people do. I will even do those mistakes and then repair them. I will, even in the beginning, do some little drawing with proportions, tell you about the proportions of the face, of the eye width, how many eyes are in the width of the face, and all that stuff until we get to this point. And it will be a good exercise if you do this with me and try to achieve a similar result when listening, especially when I say it's important to listen, and especially when I say it's important to leave your tablet or phone and just watch and listen. Then it's important to listen, because there are a lot of things that I will say, a lot of information. Probably it will be useful for you to watch this video a couple of times, but I think the information in this video will be pretty much invaluable for you. So watch it and learn. Okay guys, now just different a little bit. We will start by drawing a little bit, and I will show you how I used to draw a human face from front. And it will be very interesting because I will show you how to draw the features of the face by drawing only the shadows, only the dark parts, and it's very, very interesting. So stay with me here. Now, first, what I do by drawing a man, which is kind of a superhuman or just a regular, very strong man, will be just two kind of straight lines down. This will be the sides of the face. They are pretty straight. And then from here, we will go and make the jaw and then the chin. It's very straightforward. Then we will go down. This will be our neck, and then this will be our traps. Pretty easy. The neck is just straight down from the jaw, and then we will do a little bit of a V shape here, which will be our neck, and a little bit of a triangular shape here for the Adam apple. Now, next thing we want to do is to make a kind of circular shape in the top, which will be the top of the head, like you can see. By the way, notice my head. It's kind of straight here, and then the circular shape of the top is not exactly circular. It's a little bit sharp. It's a little bit like a roof. So bear in mind that the top of the head is different in different people. It's never a perfect circle, or maybe it is, but sometimes on some freak people. So it will be kind of irregular shape. Sometimes it's more squarish, sometimes it's like mine, like a kind of a roof of the house. So next thing I want to do, I want to establish where my eyes will be. This is a main proportion landmark for the face. When we make the face like this, of course we want to see where the eyes will be. So let's kind of see where it starts and when it finishes. It starts on the top of the head and finishes on the chin. So from the top of the head to the chin we have this distance, and this distance will have its middle around here, and around at this middle level will be our eyes. This is what everybody knows, yes. But sometimes these eyes are a little bit more up, they sometimes are a little bit more down. If we want a strong male character with big chin and stuff like this, we will make the eyes a little bit more up on this. So let's make them a little bit more up, and I will make them here. And you may wonder why I'm doing the eyes like this, why I'm not doing the eyes like they are supposed to be drawn, like this, and the eye here, and the upper eyelid and everything now, and the lower eyelid. Why am I doing this? Because if you notice my eyes like this when I'm doing this manly look, you see the fat part above the upper eyelid is kind of pressing down of the eye and making it look more straight on the top, and then here and here it will be okay. Let me zoom in a little bit, it will be easier. So this I will draw only the upper eyelid, not the lower eyelid, because I told you I will draw only or mostly with shadow. And since the upper eyelid is the thing this is the pupil inside. The upper eyelid is the something that's kind of making the shadow there. We'll draw it. So if you notice my eyes now, where is the eyebrow when I'm giving you this manly look? The eyebrow is just above the upper eyelid. So if of the upper eyelid, we can see it here. This is the fat. The eyebrow will be just above it, like here. And I will not draw a unibrow like mine. I will draw a regular, thick male eyebrow. So, yeah. And here also we can give it a little bit of a darker look. Because under the eyebrow, the eye goes inward, so it's always darker than the rest of the face, most likely. So, this is one. So, we have also one more landmark now, which is the eyebrow line. And why is it important? You know, most common mistake that I've seen when people are drawing or sculpting faces is that they are taking the eye line and the chin, and in the middle of that they are putting the bottom of the nose, which is wrong. In so many levels, the nose should be more up, and it should be in the middle between the eyebrow line and the chin. Between the eyebrow line, which is more up, and the chin. So around the middle should be the bottom, the most bottom part of the nose. If you see my nose, you see the most bottom part is here. So the nostrils, even the nostrils are more up than that. They're not in the most bottom part. The most bottom part is like this, and then you see the nostrils are here, for example. Yeah, I'm not super good at drawing, but we will draw in shadow. So let's draw a little bit of a nostrils, and then we will draw the shadow below the nose, because when the light is going from up down, the nose will throw shadow. We will not draw anything in this area, although we can basically draw a little bit of these arches here, because here the nose in the upper part is going most forward until it meets the corners of the eyes. And one more landmark that you should open your ears for is very important, and I'm not sure I did it right this time, is the head is 5 eyes wide. So the width of the eye is going 5 times into the width of the head in the widest point, which is around here. So it should be like one eye here, one between those eyes, and one eye here. And in my case, my eyes here are pretty big, so I would like to kind of give them a little bit of a... Oops. Yeah, I will try to make them smaller, which couldn't happen. Yeah, this is okay. Let me put a little bit of a white background below this. Okay, and now I will take one of the eyes, because they are now interestingly separated, and I will move it a little bit away from the other one. So now the distance between the eyes now is one eye, which is great. So the nose, remember, make it not in the middle between the eyes and the chin, but a little bit more up, because it's in the middle between the eyebrow and the chin. But if your eyebrows is like this, maybe it will not be in the middle. But these are general landmarks. So yeah. The next thing, below the eyes, below the middle of the eyes, we'll draw lines. And these lines will represent where we'll put our mouth. So the mouth, I always see people mistaking the position of the mouth. They always do it like this. Let me show you. Between the nose line and the chin, they make a middle line around here, and they put their mouth in there. You see what happens? Something like this. It's not exactly good. So, what we should do is take this distance between the nose and the chin, this distance, separate it in 3. So, 1, 2. Separate it in 3 parts. 1, 2, 3 parts. And in the first part, near the nose, this is where your mouth will be. The middle of the mouth will be here. Okay. And okay. So the mouth itself will be like M, a stretched M. And also the upper the upper lip will be also like M shape. most of the time. You will see it in the sculpt a little bit later. And we will have this kind of thing, but I will not draw this. We need only the shadows. And the last thing I will draw of the mouth here is the bottom lip. But remember, never do this. Even in drawing or in sculpting, never kinda line the sides of the lower lip. Because you need only the middle part of the lower lip. Like this. You don't need the sides. You need only the middle part, and you can do this. And now, what is missing is the ears. And where the ears will be, they will be between the nose line, which is this one here, the bottom of the nose, and the eyebrow line. So there will be big ears here. Pretty big ears. And I will show you, by the way, a very interesting way to remember how to kind of make the shape of the ear in sculpting, and maybe also in drawing, but this will be later. So now you see this. Now he seemed like his head is a little bit too small here because we drew the eyes a little bit more up than they should be. So what we can do is select the upper part of the head and move it slightly upward. A little bit. And then everything is a little bit, you know. And then we connect it here. And we have this kind of head. Let's delete most of the things and we see what kind of is left after that. So now we kind of have our proportions right and our guy is okay. We can add, of course, this thing here, which is, you see it in my head. This is the this is, by the way, the skull is visible here. This is the arch of the skull here, the eyeball where it sits, and we can draw also this a little bit here. This is bigger. This, we can smile him a little bit. And we can draw those interesting lines which are from the ear, where it connects on the top on the skull, not from here, but from the ear on the, you see where I'm going, and here and to the chin. And these lines, we can fill them a little bit with dark, and it will give us a little bit more detail. And here, of course, we have dark beneath the chin because, you know, this is much more upward. And also we can do a little bit of this, and also this kind of things here that you can see in my head too. They are from the corners of the eyebrows up and away. There you go, you know. And they're pretty prominent in some people. In some people not so much. But I will show you how to sculpt them also. So this basically are the proportions of the face. Let's see how this works in ZBrush, how this works in practice. So we have this sphere. Of course, I always start with the sphere. Almost always, but now I'm starting with the sphere again. And we'll make the helmet shape again. Let's make the helmet shape. So with the move brush, I just move the front part of the sphere down. I have my symmetry on, of course. I will move the sides a little bit to accumulate, to make this jaw line a little bit. Oh, you can see it here and here. And then from the sides, I will kind of flatten it, but a little bit more forward. I will flatten it a little bit more on the forward side until it goes to the chin almost. So I will get this kind of area here. From those temporal lines here down to the chin. Some kind of a line. And of course the chin is not established. It should be kind of a flat line like we saw on the simplification I drew you. And then what I see is people are not making the jaw kind of nice enough. You have to kind of fix it until from the front view you have this, wait, you have flat and then side, and then kind of flat on the sides thing. Then you will have, of course, the ears. We'll make the ears, it will be interesting. And since this head now is pretty thick, it's pretty kind of wide, you can see my head. It's pretty narrow. So I'm aiming for this narrowness mostly. But let's see. So move it with move brush. Let's put perspective and let's see what perspective we can use. we can use 85, which is the least perspective we can get, but still have perspective. In the back, by the way, when I was flattening, you see we have these edges. These edges, we will not use them, but in the back especially we need to smooth it. We don't need edge in the back. So I will go and smash the head even more to make it more narrow. And now I will smooth the top. And from the side view, also important, open your ears. Very important, don't make the head, don't leave it like a balloon. This is the most common mistake maybe, to leave the head look like a balloon. The head doesn't look like, it looks more like a square if you can see the skull here. So this skull is very nicely made, it's not made by me, but it's very nicely made, and it's mostly like a kinda like a square. Even you can see that, let me show you, even you can see that this is going like this, and this is flat, but even it goes a little bit dimple in here and then goes like a front with the forehead. So I will not make that much of a thing, but whatever. And the next thing I always like to do, and some people are not doing it, some people are doing, is the neck. And for the neck, I can say a lot for the neck. Okay, invert the mask and just do the neck. So for the neck, I can say this. Many people are leaving the neck as it is, like this. Don't do this. First, the neck isn't starting from here. It doesn't start from the end of the jaw. It starts much more forward. It starts from, let's see this guy by the way here. It could be a little bit of, yeah, you see this guy, this little guy here, you can see, and you can kind of look for him as inspiration. The neck, the forward part of the neck from the side view starts from the middle of the jaw. So if the jaw is here, here, and here, and of course you have this kind of a flat area here, this triangle from the side view, the jaw doesn't start from here, the neck starts from around this area, down, it starts from here. And Adam apple, stuff like this, and the sternocleidomastoid, something like this, is this muscle here, which is pretty important. We have to do it, we have to. Also, where will be our ear? I always say the ear is starting from the middle of the face. So the middle of the face, if it is here, the ear will start from here back. So you see how the front of the face from the ear front is pretty big, and the back from the ear back is very small. It's like 1.5 ears kind of a thick. The back here, this part is very small. So that's why, that is because the whole of the ear is around this area, and then the whole kind of a mesh, the whole form of the ear is behind that. So we will do that. We also will do a little bit of this, then we will push here, because when we are drawing from the side view we have to push. Then we'll draw the nose, the lips, and then we'll draw the jaw, then we'll draw the mouth. But the mouth will be much at the end of this video, because I want to show you that you don't have to hurry with the mouth. The mouth is not kind of as important in the beginning. In the beginning there are more things that are important, much more things that are important in the face rather than the mouth. The mouth is maybe the least important thing. The mouth, kind of the shape of the mouth and everything is like more like a secondary form. You have to get the forms of the skull and the forms of the head right. And what are the forms of the head, by the way? The forms of the head are bones in the first place, which is the skull. Then you have muscles, and you have also fat, and also some cartilage. But it's only for the nose and I think the ears. So mostly bones, muscles, and fat. So I'm just shaping a little bit the head, because it kind of started to look, the top of the head started to look more squarish. I want it to be more like my head, which is more like a kind of a torpedo head. A little bit, you see this kind of a bump in here, like going up. But it's okay, it's okay. I'm okay with that. So let's try to put the ear. I don't care where to put. I can put it here. I don't care. I can move it then downward, but of course it will be good to put it around the place that it should be. And then one more pretty big mistake that people are making is not making the ear go kind of away enough from the head. And they're making this, which is not good. You have to do this. In the beginning you do this, then you kind of squeeze it. You see how the ear is going backwards like this. And of course we will kind of adjust the shape afterwards. But first we need to kind of dig this ear out and put it away from the head a little bit more. This way we'll be able to shape it and then put it back into the head. And for now I will leave it as this shape, which is kind of decent. I mean, it's fine. Let's kind of decrease a little bit the chin, and then I will try to make this shape of the jaw, straight shape. And here I will add more material because I want to have this thing here. You see this, and then the jaw is starting going upward, and you get this kind of a triangle here from the side view, which I'm talking about. Okay, with the move brush I will move it down, just the center of it, and we'll get that triangle. This is sharp cornering here because we have a bone here that everything is attached to it. Yeah, we have a bone there, which is strange because this bone is not connected to any other bone. It's just a bone here around this area. I'm not sure where. It should be around here somewhere. Yeah, they say it should be there, so I'm believing them. I will push this down a little bit because I want him to be more aerodynamic. You see, like this, it's not very aerodynamic. It's like a Land Rover. But if you do this a little bit, it becomes a Mercedes. So yeah. So now I will just Dynamesh a little bit, maybe like 80. Let's see, 80 Dynamesh. Yes, smooth. And then let's do this sternocleidomastoid muscle. And sternocleidomastoid, why is it called like that? And why am I remembering it, since I don't quite remember this kind of Latin names of the muscles? Because this muscle is connected to the sternum, which is this bow tie bone exactly in the middle of your chest here, which all the ribs are going to. So the sternum, the clavicle, sternocleidomastoid is this process here behind the ear. So sternocleidomastoid, sternocleidomastoid in the back. So in the back, this muscle in the back of your ear is kind of more flat, and then when it goes down it becomes more prominent, but you have to watch for references. You don't just invent it, you have to watch for references how it is. So this is the sternocleidomastoid. It's here. It's not super visible, even on lean and very muscular persons. It's not super visible, but it's better to do it. So this is, of course, the traps in the back I'm doing, because they will help kind of establish the overall look of our head. And I think this is it for now. Of course, there's one more thing. This sternocleidomastoid, I just attach it only to the sternum now. Let's attach it to the clavicle here in the side. And when we attach it and smooth, then we will see this kind of a straight line from the jaw to the clavicle almost. Is this straight line. From the front we see it as a straight line. From the side we don't see it exactly as a straight line. So yeah, that's it. That's it for the neck, but pay attention to the neck. Don't neglect it. You always have a neck and it always has to be there. If you neglect the neck, your head, even if it's very nicely done, it will not be very nice. The other thing, also kind of important, is when you look your head from the front, look my head, you don't see the beginning of my ear when you look exactly from the front. That's why, this is why, because the head is kind of, from the ear, it's going outward a little bit, and then forward, and then kind of inward. So we have to do this outward, and just move the ears inward. Let's see if we can do this. Move the ears inward. Okay, smooth. And now, let's see. So let me show you a skull. This is the skull. This is below. Here is the skull. I will try to show you the skull. So this is the skull I did. This, by the way, skull and the whole skeleton, by the way, I will use in my future, in my next course, by the way. But let's say no more for now. It will be anatomical. And we will talk about the head even more in this course. So, let me show you the skull now. Why? From the ear, downward and forward will be our cheekbone, and it's very important landmark because, let's see, in this guy you see it here, and it's kind of always visible in this kind of guys. But let's go to our Superman guy and see what's going on here. We see this line here. Let me kind of try to draw it over his head, if I can. In this case, probably I will not be able to, but sometimes, yes. So, yeah, sometimes it happens. Okay, let me make it a little bit bigger, his head, and let's try to draw over it if we can again. Thank you, no. Okay, we can do it now. Now, I cannot remove this line, but whatever. So, this is kind of the line of his cheekbone. This here would be the line of his the orbital or orbit of the eye here. And here it will go like this. His nose, the skeleton, the skull will be here, and then this part here that's going down is kind of a partly muscle, partly some fat in here, and this part in the back here is mostly the chewing muscle here. So that's things that we have to kind of worry about in this guy, and also in our guy probably. So let's try to do it. So for the forehead, by the way, you see my forehead, it's not flat and then sideways, although it's kind of sideways. You have these planes in here, but after that it's more like roundish here. So in my case it's a little bit more flat, so I will kind of flatten this area, and we have to establish the eyes in order to be able, or the eye orbits, in order to be able to make the exact temporal line, this line in here, from the eyebrow. So, let's put the eyes. I will put them in the approximately center of the face, around here. Both eyes, like this. And in the middle, I will leave the space for the nose. You see? Just a short space for the nose, but from the side view, with the move brush, I will move this a little bit more inward. Because I know that, you know how you have this kind of thing, and then going inward, and then the nose. And of course, I will just dig above this area here, and then the temporal line will kind of appear above it. You see how it happens? The temporal line is around here. It was not where I kind of made the first space for it. So, now what we can do about it. So now I see many people are making the, if you go to this level, I mean if you go to this, you're already in a very nice place. But now you need to do something interesting. We will start with a clay tubes brush in this case, and we will start in the beginning of the eye here and start dragging kind of sideways and then down like this. You see? And then more and more, and then I will smooth it. You see what I have done? Now I have kind of the orbit of the eye. Now I have the cheek. I will dig it a little bit more inward. And I can have also the bottom part of the cheek visible here, the cheekbone. The cheekbone will be not super visible, except for very thin people. Because we have fats in here, we have muscles, and only the bottom part like this will be kind of visible of the cheek, which is okay for us. Then I will smooth this, and we will have a decent shape of our head already, which is fine. So next thing I want to do the nose. So for the nose, I will show you the nose and the mouth right now, how to not do it. So the nose, what people are doing is digging here all the way down, adding nostrils, pushing, and leaving it something like this. You see? And this kind of, yeah, and maybe like this. This could work, but it's not exactly, you see? Because the nose, in the top area, in the top part of the nose, it's kind of narrow, but then it becomes, I will show you later. And the mouth, very importantly, very much I see this upper lip, lower lip, between. Okay, what's the problem with my head? I'm not sure. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice looking for yeah, I don't know. It's Mayan sculpture or something. But let's be real now. For the nose, you see how the nose is getting kind of wider. In the here it's narrow, almost all the way to the eye. You see, and it's pretty much a long way in to the eye. So it's here, the eye will start around here. Let's make kind of a bump for the eye. And then let's make a little bit of a fat on the top and the side of this bump. And let's make a little bit of a... You know that the eyebrow, actually, when we frown, it's going lower than the upper part of the eye arch or whatever, yeah. So we will do that. And the nose, we will kind of make it wider here and connect it to the face, not as if it's kind of stuck into the face, but really connected to the face, which is fine. What am I doing now? And I will flatten this area just to simplify it. So simplifying it, making everything with simple planes is a very good way to start a face, making it more like stylized. And from the side view, you see how the nose is starting and the mouth is going just beneath it, and the nostril is starting just here. It's not good. We have to have, let me show you what. We have to have the nose, then the nostril will be around here, it doesn't matter, but the lower part here, the mouth will start from the middle, around the middle part of the nose. Here. Okay, not from the nostril. Okay? So this is very important. This is one of the most common mistakes again. So I see a lot of common mistakes. And in many heads I see this. The nose starting from here, although it should be like going inward in here and then outward in this area. Because the mouth is from the bottom, the mouth part, all the mouth part is like a horseshoe, a little bit like going not exactly to the teeth, because we have a lot of flesh like in this area, but around the teeth is kind of safe bet. And by the way, here for the chin, I will always dig a little bit for the chin and then smooth it. And now we will have a very good position of our mouth. We can make our mouth go there and it will be proud to go in this place. Before that, it will not be proud. Definitely. So here what I'm doing is I'm kind of doing this kind of a plane that's below the eye. So you see from the side view, the eye is here. The lower eyebrow will be around this area. Below it we'll have, you see this shadow below the lower eyebrow. Lower eyebrow is kind of it's kind of defined, you see it. And below it we have this shadow, and then we will have the eye back, which will be positioned inside the rest of the eye socket of the skull. And then we'll have some fat going in here. And if this fat is very prominent and it's kind of sagging, the guy will look old. If this fat is kind of strong and not so sagging and smooth, the guy will look younger. that will determine your, or girl also, by the way. But for the girl anatomy we will talk maybe another time. This is for a guy anatomy. So now, what I lack in here is the head of our guy is still too wide, which is also a thing, and many times I see this. When you extract the ears, don't extract the head with the ears. The head should stay in one place. This should be flat here, or relatively flat. So, yeah. Let's see, the ears starting from the eyebrows to the nose, I think it's good. So let me show you about the ears. The form of the ears is the question. Let me make a little bit. This is a question mark, you see? So the question is why. This is a Y shape inside the ear here. So we have the question and then you have Y inside. The question is why. Let me show you exactly how it is here. So I will make this question mark, and the ear is shaped basically like a question mark. Yeah, almost. Okay. The question mark will go in a spiral and go very much deep in here, and go like a snail something, you see, spiral deep in here. But the Y will be also here. Of course, I don't have too much of a resolution now to make it. And the Y will start from here up. This will be the question mark. And of course, if you want the dot of the question mark, you can make earrings, for example. It's not a problem. And from the front, the ear should have something like this shape. Oops, not like this. Maybe like this if you are an elf. Why not? It's okay. But mostly it will have kind of a decent ear shape. Because it's an ear, you know. It couldn't have a nose shape probably. If it's a nose in this area of the body, I will be kind of surprised. Pretty much surprised to see a nose here. But yes, nothing is impossible. I mean, the world is big. And there could be surprises. So now what I'm doing here is I'm making this kind of a plane. This here, 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 and I make it go inward in this area. Just above the cheek is going inward, and just above the orbit here of the eye, and then temporal line in the top, also a little bit in the skull. This is very much inward. Let me show you. But yeah, it's super in. And if we make it in our model a little bit, not so much like in the skull, because you have muscle and mostly muscle in here, but maybe some fat also, you cannot do it. I mean, it will not be appropriate to make it so much in, except if the guy is very, very thin, very, very slim, but otherwise no. So what else we should do? Maybe the chin now is too much forward. It's too masculine, and I will make the chin go a little bit more down. So my idea is that I need more space for between the nose and the chin. I need more space because there I will put the mouth, and I have to have pretty big chin because he will be strong. And also I would like to make this kind of line in here and then push behind it. So below this line I will push a little bit, and this line will be like this. And also what I like to do is from the corner of the eye down here is the bottom part of the eye socket, and then we'll go and continue this here, and then we'll go continue this back in here, and then we can kind of push it even more in this area, and I can smooth it especially in here. If I want him to be younger, I will even add some muscles that are connecting the cheekbone to the mouth, to the lip, that are kind of helping us smile and everything. They are here. And if you're young, those muscles kind of flatten this area here. You don't have that much wrinkles in here, so it's fine. And the other thing is that the nostrils has to go inward just in this area here. You see? It's going outward and then suddenly inward, but not anymore, not in here. In the top, they just are visible, but not going inward that much. Maybe the nose here should be a little bit more wide even. But sometimes I even like to do this and smooth. Because from here down you have this kind of a fat pad, which you can draw, you cannot draw. When you look at people, especially in movies and something, you will notice, you will definitely notice this fat pad going in here. And also in many people, which are especially the oldest people, also we have some fat pads in this area, which are sagging with the age, and we're getting this. We get fat pads in here, which are sagging. Everything is sagging, and we get this kind of a old look. But now we are not aiming for that, so let's keep it more like young and nice. And the one thing you can do to make him look more masculine even is you don't have to kind of do the jaw like this, although you can, but it's not that sharp. But you can just do a little bit of a circle here and then smooth almost all of it, but not the front part, and it will be your jaw muscle, your chewing muscle, which is kind of okay. Then here I will make this, and now we are probably ready for one little mouth. Let's do the mouth, because this video is starting to get a little bit ugly. I mean, huge. So I will push this little area below the nose. This will be this thing here. But don't do this. I've seen a lot of people doing very wide. No, it doesn't need to be wide. It needs to be just normal size. And then you make the mouth. How to make the mouth? Just draw the upper lip, draw the lower lip, and between. And this is the mouth. No, don't do this. No, 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 no. Just follow my lead now. Okay, stop watching cats in your next monitor. Stop watching your phone. Just concentrate now, because this is very important. I always see not even only beginners doing the mouth wrong. So the mouth should be like, okay, let's put it a little bit more up than the middle of the face, than the middle of part of between the nose and the chin, and we put it like kind of we dig the ends, the corners of the mouth, and then we do the mouth to the front. But the corners, we dig them deep. And now you see decent lips, a little bit thin, but decent. So next thing I want to do, carefully, you have to have lower polygons like I do. Otherwise you will not be able to smooth that much. We will go with the clay tubes and just dig the sides of the lower lip here. We dig them. And now you see it's getting a little bit more interesting, okay? Yeah. So never kinda go and move the upper lip forward like this, but rather move it upward. Just upward. And now the distance between the nose and the lip is pretty ridiculous, so I will move it down. And I will move also this center part a little bit more down. And it's starting to look kind of nice, but I have to just dynamesh it a little bit. So now, you see, it's looking kind of decent, but still the lower lip is not exactly nice. So never, I will even flatten this area here on the sides of the lower lip. And I will leave only this trapezoid form in here, like a plane in the middle. And I will dig even more between the lips. I'll dig it. And then from the lower part, I will dig the sides of the upper lip too, and then smooth it. Because I want the upper lip to come from the inside and out. You see? Let me show you again. I want it to come from the inside and out. And here, by the way, don't do this from the bottom view, just to have it like this. Don't leave it like coming from nowhere. This is a hole in here. It comes from the hole. Okay? Yeah. You have to experiment a little bit. I will smooth the sides, I will smooth this too, and I will kind of push the lower lip and smooth it. And if your guy is starting to look like this or something, just smooth all the mouth and then redo it like this. So this, as you see, is a little bit of a flattened or stepped on M shape. Then the upper lip itself I can even push a little bit more here. You see, now it's looking kind of decent. The sides here, I always like to push and make this kind of a dimple on the sides of the lip and smooth it and make it and smooth it and even make it bigger and smooth it. You see, it's kind of nice, smooth. Now our guy has pretty kind of thick nose, and also maybe the nose should go a little bit more up, the eyes could go a little bit more up, and the mouth could go a little bit more down. And he can have a lower lip because our lower lip now was too flat. I can make it a bit like this, and then I can make sharp corner just here in the middle. And you see how it goes. This is pretty flat in here. We don't care about it. It looks kind of nice. What is missing is the nostrils, the holes of the nostrils. Put them a little bit more back. Leave a space for this kind of a bowl. You see? A bowl. Let me show you in this guy, the Superman guy. You see? Kind of a bowl. Which, by the way, is not a bowl exactly. It's two parts like this going. But they are kind of wider than the rest of the nose, and it's fine. And what I like to do here for the nostrils is to sharpen the corner and flatten the bottom part here. And this allows me to have a plane there. When I have difficulties with some area, I like to use planes. I do the planes and then I smooth them, and then they become kind of nice. So be very careful of a few more things. First, from the let's make, by the way, the bulge of the eye above the eyebrows. We have to have this kind of a bulging because it's a male, especially from the side view. It should look more like ZBrush is saving. Yeah, it looks like ZBrush is saving, and it's probably saving. Yeah, so a little bit of bulging. Yes, in some people it's a lot of bulging, but in our case it shouldn't be a lot. And also, if we look from the bottom, we have to push the eyebrow area a little bit more back. It shouldn't be super flat there. And also, I don't like the look of him from the side. Also, the neck should be kind of thicker. Okay. And in the beginning you will not be able to see where your mistakes are. This will come with experience, a lot of experience. Even I, like maybe 3-4 years ago, I wasn't quite able to see where my mistakes are. One of the most common mistakes, again, I always say that, but it's true, is that people are making the face area smaller than the head. What I mean is that the face seems like face features seem small and compact, and the head is huge like a balloon. So don't make a balloon. And also this is pretty fixable. For example, if my head was like this, I will say, okay, let's mask it and just increase the face features and it will be fine, I think. So let's make a little bit of an eye here. Eye against eye. Okay, this is the upper eyelid. Here will be the bottom eyelid, of course. Yeah, I will not make eyes and everything. I wanted this video to be short and straight to the point. Hopefully it's useful again, even over my other videos of this kind of subject. But we'll see. People will say. So yeah, we'll see how I'm making this kind of a flat area, and then side, and then this side like this, and then the bottom. eyelid. Then on the side I will push it a little bit. Then we'll have a little bit of this arch visible in here. It will be okay. This can go a bit, but we have to be very careful. Never make this go to the side of the mouth like this. It will go around it and around, and this muscle always will be kind of between them, between those things. From the side view I still don't like it because the forehead is a little bit too forward. I would like him to be a little bit more lean back. So I will just push with a very big move brush. I will push it backward. And also the bottom of the nose is a little bit not good. I will pull it up and also do kind of a flat here, flat here. I will do some flat shapes just to be sure. Okay, and here I will do this. Why I'm doing this? So this is the cartilage. It's not the cartilage. This is the bone. It's going to around here, and then this is kind of thick. After the bone ends, it goes thinner, and then this is the front part of the nose, which is cartilage and stuff, and it's kind of thick. It's the thickest part, and the nose will start to look kind of decent. It's not exactly the perfect nose now, but it will do for our presentation now, because we don't have other nose. We have only this nose now. So this guy looks like a fighter and bruiser and everything, because he has a harsh kind of a face. But that's how I want you to kind of remember those things here, this thing here. So if you want to make a superhuman, not superhuman, but kind of a hard man or fighter or whatever for a video game or for your own project, which almost everybody wants to do. I know I do. I mean, not anymore, but once I was a young artist, I always wanted to do this kind of a harsh guy. And his nose is pretty kind of sharp. We can do this to make him harder. Yeah, harder. Not so much. I don't like him like this. By the way, sometimes your head can look like this. You just have to take your move brush and move it back like this. And also move everything back. Maybe move only the nostril part here also back a little bit. You can move the nose back. You can move the mouth up. You can move everything as long as it fits your kind of character and you like it. Now it looks kind of nice. And by the way, if I add hair, you will see he will look even better. Let me show you. Just a little bit of a haircut. It's nothing too much. I just want to show you with hair how he will look, not as a villain that much more like a superhero or a Superman even. You see, the hair is everything. That's why I look like Lex Luthor, and he's bald. There are not so many bald superheroes, except for The Rock. But what kind of superhero? Ah, he was a Black Adam. Yeah. I don't know. Alright, this looks kinda decent. So don't remember. Remember, neck. You have to kinda make the Adam apple. You have to make this sternocleidomastoid muscle. The jaw. You have to establish the jaw. Don't make a balloon shape and put kind of a face features on it. It will not work. It will not work very good for you. For the eyes, I have a separate video, of course, for the eyeballs and stuff. Maybe I will make another ones. I will pay more attention to the eyes, to the nose, to the shapes in my anatomy course that I'm preparing now. I haven't even started it yet, by the way, because I'm lazy and I have other things on my head. But yeah, I'm kind of training for it. Let me show you, by the way, what I am doing now. And it's here in this file. By the way, for this video I've trained a lot. I made this head, this head, this head, this head. You cannot see it that much, but yeah. This head, this head, this head, this head, and this, and this, and this, and suddenly this is the the result of our video now, but let me show you some kind of bodies. Oops. Yeah, this doesn't have so many things. Maybe I was lazy about it, but yeah, this is kind of nice because it has even hair. And yeah, something like this will make in the anatomy course, with everything, with all the muscles explained, the forms, everything for kind of big human. And of course we'll use this skeleton as a base for this. Our guy maybe could go a little bit more up to fit into the skull and more forward. And he will fit almost perfectly into our skull. Not exactly, by the way, because the orbits of the eyes are a little bit on a different place. We can move it a little bit, but still, it's kind of decent. Let's see transparency. Yeah, it's almost nice. The nose is almost in the right place, the jaw, and the temporal lines, and the ear, by the way, is almost exactly where it should be according to the skull. It looks fine. I like it. By the way, when I say I like it, it's decent. Don't ever like your work a lot, because yeah, it's not good. You have to hate it. Not hate it, but you have to know that you can do better, or you have to try to do better all the time. I mean, if you kind of like it and say, okay, I'm good enough, it will be the end of your artistic journey. At least until you kind of say, okay, let me just become better. Yeah, making him frown a little bit. Very Supermanish, you know, like, I like it. I like how it goes. So, that's it for this video, guys. And I hope it was interesting for you. This is my kind of pack for the upcoming anatomy thing. I will show you. I will draw over the muscles here. Show you the biceps, the triceps, the brachialis, where it goes. This kind of a brachioradialis muscle, and all of this kind of muscles here, fingers. I will not tell you the names of all the muscles because I don't know them. I know some muscles like biceps and triceps. I don't know any others. But still, I know the forms, I know the shapes, I know the muscles, where they start, where they go, which is kind of enough for me to draw them and to sculpt them. This is my sculpt, by the way, from a few years ago. It looks kind of decent. It has some issues, but it's fine. These are some very nice sculpts that I found in the internet. It's this one is I'm very, I mean, there are a little bit of problems here in the biceps, but other than that, it's super nice. So yeah, this will be it for this week. Now you see, I'm not uploading so much recently. I don't have too much time, but hopefully this video will be kind of good for you, and see you in the next, or in the course that I will do. Bye for now.